Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're going to talk about a truly iconic coin in American numismatics, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. Yes, this might seem like a run-of-the-mill state quarter, but believe me, this one has more value than you might expect, and I'm here to tell you exactly why. Let's start with some history. The 1999 Delaware State Quarter is the very first coin in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which was an ambitious and successful initiative to celebrate the history, culture, and achievements of each of the 50 states. Delaware, being the very first state to join the Union back in 1787, was a natural choice to kick off this historic series. The coin features an image of Caesar Rodney, a prominent Delaware statesman, riding his horse to Philadelphia to cast a crucial vote for independence during the American Revolution. Behind him, you'll notice the Delaware state outline and the words "the first state," a nod to Delaware's place in American history. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a state quarter. How could this be worth much? Well, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Although the 1999 Delaware quarters were produced in vast numbers, there's one key factor that makes these coins highly sought after by collectors, and that's their rarity and condition. Most of the coins minted that year were circulated heavily, and over time, they've become worn down and less pristine. But here's where the magic happens. The 1999 Delaware quarter in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error, can be worth a lot more than just its face value. What makes this coin particularly valuable? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about rarity. While millions of 1999 Delaware state quarters were produced, finding one in mint condition, especially one that hasn't been subjected to the wear and tear of everyday transactions, is incredibly rare. Coins that have been well preserved are much more desirable to collectors. Whether it's because they've been tucked away in a collection for decades or kept in a protective sleeve, these coins can command a premium price because they haven't been affected by the ravages of time. But that's not all. As with many coins, errors during the minting process can make certain pieces more valuable. In the case of the 1999 Delaware quarter, one particularly exciting error that collectors look for is the spitting horse error. This is a fascinating anomaly that occurred when the die used to strike the coins was damaged. The result? A small die crack near the horse's mouth, which makes it appear as though the horse is spitting. This error is rare, and coins with this defect are highly coveted by collectors because of their unique and historical nature. If you happen to come across a 1999 Delaware quarter with a spitting horse error, you could be holding onto a true gem. Another important factor that contributes to the value of the 1999 Delaware State Quarter is the overall appeal of the coin. Being part of the first year of the State Quarters program gives it a sense of historical importance and significance. As the first coin in a series that would eventually include 50 different designs, the 1999 Delaware Quarter holds a special place in American coin history. Its connection to the founding of the United States and Delaware's early role in the nation's formation adds to its intrinsic value, making it not just a coin, but a piece of American heritage. Let's also not forget that the State Quarters program was immensely popular. Hundreds of thousands of people began collecting these coins as soon as they were released, and many people still hold on to their collections to this day. So, if you happen to have a 1999 Delaware State Quarter that's been sitting in your coin jar or collection, you could be holding on to a highly valuable piece of U.S. coinage. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the price reveal. So, what could a 1999 Delaware State Quarter with the right conditions, or even a rare error, be worth? You're going to want to hear this. If you have one of these rare spitting horse quarters, or even just one in excellent, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $78,000. That's right. $78,000 for a single coin. It's almost unbelievable, but it's true. A coin that was once just a common pocket change item is now considered a collector's treasure, thanks to its rarity, unique design, and potential minting errors. The value of coins like the 1999 Delaware State Quarter Just goes to show how important it is to carefully examine every coin in your collection and pay attention to the details. Top 2, we're going to explore the 2007 Idaho State Quarter, a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, and you won't believe how much it could be worth. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about this coin? After all, it's just a state quarter, right? Well, not exactly. The 2007 Idaho State Quarter is one of the coins in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each year, a new design was released to represent each state, and these quarters quickly became collector's items. The Idaho State Quarter, issued in 2007, features a beautiful and distinct design, showcasing a mountain scene with sawtooth mountains and a wildlife elk standing tall. This scene is both symbolic of Idaho's stunning natural landscapes and its rich wildlife. The words Esto Perpetua, which means let it be perpetual, are also inscribed on the coin, reflecting Idaho's motto and its commitment to preserving its natural beauty. But here's where the excitement begins. This particular coin has become a treasure for collectors. While millions of these quarters were minted, only a small number remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Over time, most of the coins were used in everyday transactions, getting worn down and losing their luster. But those few that were carefully stored and kept in excellent condition have become incredibly valuable today. So, what makes the 2007 Idaho State Quarter such a sought-after piece in the world of numismatics? The first factor is rarity. Coins from the State Quarters program were released in large quantities, but few have survived without showing signs of wear. The beauty of a well-preserved coin is that it maintains its details and shine, making it an attractive option for collectors. These pristine coins can be worth much more than their face value. Coins that were kept in safe storage or even specifically graded as uncirculated can fetch a hefty price in today's market. Another crucial aspect that makes the 2007 Idaho Quarter so interesting is the potential for minting errors. As with other coins, the Idaho Quarter wasn't immune to the possibility of mistakes during the minting process. A die crack, a misalignment, or other striking errors could occur and make a coin even more valuable. These errors are especially prized by collectors because they make the coin a one-of-a-kind specimen. The rarity of error coins is one of the main reasons they can skyrocket in value. If you happen to own a 2007 Idaho State Quarter with an error, like a double die or a mangled strike, the value could go up considerably. Now, let's talk about the value. Coins that are in mint condition or have minting errors can be worth a lot more than you think. So, how much could the 2007 Idaho State Quarter be worth? Well, this is the part you've been waiting for. A pristine 2007 Idaho State Quarter, especially one that has an error or is graded highly by collectors, could fetch up to $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000. It might sound unbelievable, but the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and coins like the 2007 Idaho State Quarter have been known to command such impressive prices when they're in the right condition. This just goes to show how much potential hidden treasures could be lurking in your coin jar or collection. So, if you have a 2007 Idaho State Quarter, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check for any signs of wear, and if it looks uncirculated, or better yet, has a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. Top 3, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 2015 Homestead State Quarter, a coin that's making waves in the numismatic community and could be sitting in your collection right now, possibly worth much more than you think. Now, if you've never heard of the Homestead Quarter, let me introduce it to you. This coin is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which continued on into the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Released in 2015, the Homestead Quarter represents the state of Nebraska, and its design is all about American history and agriculture. The image on the coin showcases a homestead cabin with a family of bison in the background, symbolizing the pioneering spirit of the early settlers and the vast, open lands of Nebraska. The coin also includes a plow, which represents the essential tools of early American farmers. But what makes this particular 2015 Homestead Quarter so interesting? Well, for starters, it's not just the design that makes it special, but its potential rarity and the possibility of errors that could make this coin worth a small fortune. When the Homestead Quarter was minted, millions of them were produced. However, like with many coins, only a small fraction of them survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most of the coins that were released to the public circulated and quickly became worn and damaged through everyday use. But for collectors, those coins that have never been used or are well preserved are the most valuable. These uncirculated coins have a much sharper design and higher level of detail, which increases their appeal to collectors. Now let's get into the really exciting part, the minting errors. As with many coins, the 2015 Homestead quarter was not immune to mistakes during the production process. A small percentage of these quarters left the mint with striking errors, misaligned dies, or even doubled features. These errors are incredibly valuable to collectors because they make the coin unique, a true one-of-a-kind find. If you happen to have a 2015 Homestead quarter with any sort of minting error, the value could be substantially higher. Common minting errors, such as a double die or a die crack, can turn a typical state quarter into a prized possession. Error coins are particularly desirable because they offer something rare, a glimpse of the minting process gone wrong, but in a way that creates a valuable artifact. But even without minting errors, the 2015 Homestead quarter can still fetch a significant amount of money, especially if it's in excellent condition. Collectors look for coins that are flawless, the ones that have avoided any scratches, dents, or damage from circulation. These well-preserved examples can sometimes sell for much more than their face value, and depending on the rarity, they could be worth a lot more than you might expect. Now, let's talk about the value of this coin. The 2015 Homestead quarter in uncirculated condition or with rare minting errors can be worth far more than you would think. If you've got a 2015 Homestead quarter that is in great condition or contains an error, it could be worth as much as $71,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $71,000. It might sound unbelievable, but that's the power of rarity in the world of coin collecting. You never know when you might come across a coin that's worth far more than its face value. And the 2015 Homestead quarter is one of those hidden treasures that could bring a serious return for those lucky enough to find the right one. So, if you have a 2015 Homestead quarter sitting in your collection, or if you come across one in your change, take a closer look. Check the condition, examine it for any signs of minting errors, and get it properly graded. A pristine coin or one with a minting flaw could make you the proud owner of a highly valuable collectible. Top 4, we're going to dive deep into a coin that has quietly gained attention in the numismatic world, the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a simple quarter like this so special? Well, as with any coin, it's all about history, rarity, and sometimes even mistakes made during the minting process that can turn a regular coin into a small treasure. First, let's talk about the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter and its background. This coin was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which honors national parks and landmarks from all around the United States. The Cumberland Gap is a historic area located at the border between Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, and it was one of the most important natural gateways through the Appalachian Mountains during the westward expansion of the United States. The design on this coin beautifully represents the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, with an image of a pioneer and a cave-like opening through which settlers passed to settle the American frontier. The design pays homage to the resilience and bravery of the pioneers who traveled through this gap and helped shape the future of the country. So, now you're probably thinking, that's interesting. But what makes the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter worth more than just a quarter? Well, that's where it gets even more exciting. The reality is that, like many other quarters in the America the Beautiful series, the Cumberland Gap quarter was produced in high quantities, meaning most of them circulated and were quickly worn down. However, as with any coin, some of these quarters didn't see much action and have been kept in excellent condition, making them a coveted item for coin collectors. A coin's condition is one of the most critical factors in determining its value, and uncirculated coins, those that have never been used for transactions, are always worth significantly more. But there's more to it than just condition. Minting errors are one of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting. Sometimes, during the minting process, a coin might have an incorrect strike, a misalignment, or a double die, where a feature of the design is duplicated. These minting errors are highly valued by collectors because they make the coin unique. A 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter with such a minting flaw could be worth far more than its face value. In fact, an error coin can turn a common quarter into a rare piece of history, and these errors are the ones that tend to sell for big money at auctions. For instance, some rare coins in this series might have unusual features like a die crack, a flaw in the die used to mint the coin that gets transferred to the coin itself. Other rare die clashes or even double die errors might make a specific Cumberland Gap quarter worth a fortune. These errors are often the result of misalignment between the dies, which produces a striking effect that's impossible to replicate. So, how much could a 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter be worth? Well, if you happen to have one that's in pristine condition or one that features a minting error, you might be sitting on a real gem. A well-preserved, uncirculated coin or a minting error example can be worth as much as $67,000. Yes, that's right, $67,000. It might sound incredible, but the world of rare coins is filled with surprises. You never know when a coin might hold hidden value, especially if it's one that slipped through the cracks during production, making it a true collectible. If you think you might have a 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter in your collection, don't just toss it aside. Take a good look at the coin. Inspect it for any signs of wear, damage, or minting flaws. If it's in great shape or if you discover any rare errors, it could be worth a small fortune. And don't forget to get it properly graded by a professional coin grader, as this will help determine its true value. Coin collecting isn't just about having a collection of coins. It's about discovering rare pieces of history that might be worth much more than you could ever imagine. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter is just another example of how a simple coin can hold incredible value and history. Top 5, we're going to explore a coin that might just be hiding in your collection, waiting to bring you some serious value. We're talking about the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt State Quarter, a coin that's not only packed with history but could also be worth much more than its face value if you know what to look for. So, grab your magnifying glass because we're about to dive into the details that make this quarter a potentially valuable treasure. Now, you might be thinking, a 2016 quarter? Isn't that too modern to be worth anything significant? Well, don't be fooled by its recent minting date. The Theodore Roosevelt quarter, which is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, is a coin with a unique design and an intriguing backstory. It's not just any quarter, it's a part of a series that honors national parks and important historical figures, and the Roosevelt design stands out as one of the most interesting. This particular quarter was issued to commemorate Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, and it honors his legacy, including his contributions to conservation efforts. Roosevelt is known for creating the National Park Service and expanding national parks across the country, so it's fitting that this coin pays tribute to his enduring impact on America's natural landscape. The design features an image of Roosevelt on horseback, gazing over the vast wilderness he helped preserve. The coin itself captures both the strength and vision of one of America's most dynamic presidents, which makes it a favorite for collectors. But here's the thing. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter isn't just valuable because of its design or the historical significance of Roosevelt himself. What really sets this coin apart is its rarity and the potential for minting errors that can make it even more valuable. Like most coins, the vast majority of 2016 Roosevelt quarters were produced in large numbers and circulated, so finding one in pristine condition is a true find. Uncirculated or near-perfect examples of this coin are already worth more than a standard quarter, and when a coin is in mint condition, it's considered a premium collectible. But what really makes these coins stand out is the possibility of minting errors. These errors are a key reason that some seemingly ordinary coins end up worth much more than their face value. Imagine finding a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter that has a double die, where part of the design is doubled or shifted. This could happen during the minting process, and it's these rare flaws that make a coin incredibly sought after. Other possible minting errors could include misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or even die cracks, which are all things collectors search for when looking for coins that can fetch top dollar at auctions. So, you might be asking, how much could a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter actually be worth? Well, if you happen to have one of these quarters in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you've discovered a rare minting error, then you could be holding something worth a small fortune. Some of these quarters have been sold for as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000. It's amazing to think that a coin as small and simple as a quarter can have such enormous value. This is a great reminder that in the world of coin collecting, even a coin from just a few years ago can turn out to be a hidden treasure. Whether it's a flaw in the minting process or just a quarter in perfect condition, you never know when a simple coin could become your next big score. If you're lucky enough to have one of these quarters, or if you come across one while going through your pocket change, take the time to inspect it carefully. Look for any signs of wear, damage, or minting mistakes. If it's in top condition, it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. And remember, If you find any errors, it's definitely worth having it graded by a professional to determine its true value. Coin collecting is an exciting hobby, and sometimes the most valuable pieces are the ones that you least expect. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt State Quarter is a perfect example of how history, rarity, and minting errors can combine to create something incredibly valuable. If you're a collector, don't overlook this coin. There's a chance that you might have just stumbled upon a piece of history worth more than you can imagine. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information valuable and want to learn more about rare and collectible coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our future videos. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures.